Garnish.
And I'm Gracie Franco.
Let's take a look at what we have on today's show.
Hey y'all, I'm Ariel Reed. Stay tuned to hear about the possibility of snow this weekend.
Hello everyone, I'm Kabrina Renicki, the editor-in-chief for The Beacon, and on today's Beacon Briefs, I'll tell you what's in the news this week. Don't forget that you can grab your own copy of The Beacon at any campus building. I'll have more coming up soon. See you in a few.
I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Eric Bideman.
Welcome back to our first show of the semester.
We've got a recap of this week's sports, with 6 of our 8 teams having records of 500 or better.
We'll see you back here soon for more.
It's our first show of the new semester, and I'm really excited to be back in the studio.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. We have a lot of fun things planned, and I'm just really glad to be back.
Yeah, me too.
The Wilkes University Police Department, in partnership with Nesbitt School of Pharmacy, joined the Safe Medication Disposal Program, sponsored and funded through Rite Aid Pharmacy. The University Police Department will oversee the collection and disposal of these medications. The Safe Medical Disposal Box is located in the lobby of the Wilkes University Police Department headquarters and may be accessed at any time, day or night. Community members can dispose of prescription and over-the-counter solid medications, prescription and OTC tablets and capsules, and pet medicines. Personal information should be removed or marked out prior to disposal.
The Wilkes University Teacher Recognition and Effectiveness Committee, TREC, will be accepting award nominations for outstanding work in the spring, summer, and fall of 2019. The awards include Innovative and Non-Traditional Teaching Award, Multiculturalism Award, Outstanding Advisor Award, Outstanding New Faculty Award, Academic Support Award, and the Adjunct Faculty Award. More details on each of these awards can be found on the TREC website. Please submit an online nomination form for your deserving professor before Monday, February 17th. If you have any questions, contact Vicki Jones at victoria.jones1@wilkes.edu. Now let's send it over to Maddie for this week's segment, Remembering Martin Luther King Jr.
In celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the Office of Diversity Initiatives hosted a call for unity in the University Center on Main. Thursday's celebration kicked off with performances of the American National Anthem and the Black National Anthem, respectively. The event featured remarks from Dr. Georgia Gustalis from the Center for Global Education and Diversity, Interim President Paul Adams, and Multicultural Student Coalition President Brianna Rowland. The celebration concluded with a dance performance by the Wilkes African Cultural Association. The message of the celebration was to inspire people to live King's legacy and was emphasized by keynote speaker Dr. Leon John Jr.
I looked at one specific time in his career when he was sitting in a Birmingham jail, and he wrote a letter citing that to be truly equal, we need to understand each other and we need to realize that we are all the same.
I feel like he really addressed all of the issues that are currently happening in our political climate, as far as racism and sexism and things like that. And I was touched by his story of how he can go to all these different houses and be of a different religion, whether it's Islamic, Muslim, Christian, or Baptist, etc., and that they still were able to speak to each other, as human beings.
Attendees and participants stressed the importance of the celebration within the campus community.
First of all, I hope there's an appreciation for each other. Today's a day that we come together to celebrate the progress we've made in the work of civil rights, but it's also a time we need to remember all the sacrifices that have been done. And today, through word, music, and dance, we celebrate the talents of our students and the contributions they give to this community. But at the same time, we also try to remember how far we need to go to continue to fulfill Dr. King's dream.
Presentations like this showing the underrepresented communities on campus means a lot more to not just the students on this campus, but to those outside watching, looking in.
The more we have a dialogue, the more we have a conversation, the more stigmas will be broken down. Like I said, here in Wilkes-Barre, there's just so much diversity. We just need to go out and find it. And if we don't know what something means, just ask a question. Technology is available more so than it ever has been, so it's easy to Google something. Just find out, just ask people, speak to students. Wilkes University seems to have a very diverse population as well, more so than any other institution in northeastern Pennsylvania. So use that opportunity to find out more about students' backgrounds and different cultures and initiatives.
The speakers view the celebration as an opportunity to unite the campus community and spread a message of inclusion and acceptance. From the University Center on Main, I'm Madison Hummer with Wilkes Now.
Thanks, Maddie. The Education Department is once again sponsoring Adventures in Reading, an innovative after-school reading program for children in grades pre-K through 6th. Teacher education candidates will present thematic learning opportunities across the content areas with a focus on vocabulary and comprehension enrichment. The series of 8 sessions, which is free of charge, begins on Wednesday, February 12, 2020, from 4 to 5 p.m. on the second floor of Bryce's Hall. Contact Dr. Deanne Polachek at diane.polachek@wilkes.edu for more information and registration forms. Now let's send it over to Cabrini for this week's Beacon Briefs.
Welcome to the Beacon Briefs. I'm Cabrini Renicki, the editor-in-chief for the Beacon here at Wilkes. Here's what's been happening. Wilkes University was awarded the It's On Us grant for the 3rd time. The grant, which is $30,000, was given to the university by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The campaign seeks to bring together community individuals to reframe the conversation around sexual violence. In other news, pharmacy and nursing students have taken on the Script Your Future Challenge. The challenge has Wilkes students competing in the 2020 Medication Adherence Team Challenge. The goal of this challenge is to ensure and promote medical adherence in patients across disciplines. The challenge takes place from January 20th to March 20th. More information can be found on the group's Instagram at WilkesU_SYF. Sojourning Art Gallery is opening its newest exhibit today, January 28th. This semester's exhibit is titled Material Pulses, 7 Viewpoints. The exhibit features the art of quilt making, produced by 7 different artists. The gallery's first lecture will be January 30th at 5 p.m., titled What Binds Us Tight, delivered by artist Ava Polizzi. The exhibit will be open until March 15th. Thanks for checking in, guys. That's all I have for today. I'm Cabrini Renicki, and this is Beacon Briefs. Now let's get back to the studio.
Thanks, Cabrini. Wilkes Now will be right back after this short public service announcement.
I am a father and a husband. I'm a professional golfer. I am a colon cancer survivor. And I fight because I want people to survive what they're going through and live long, happy lives. It's the 2nd leading cause of death of any cancer. Probably something most folks don't know. But it's also one of the most treatable forms of cancer. So you can prevent this by proactively doing things about it. And many times you're going to find out that it's to be a lifesaver to do that.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Welcome back. First-year student e-mentor applications are available now. The Office of Student Development is now accepting applications for the 2020 FYS e-mentor program. Applications can be found at the information desk on the 1st floor of the Henry Student Center. Information sessions will be posted to provide more in-depth information on the program. Specific dates and times can be found within the application. Please contact the Office of Student Development at 570-408-4645 or by email at studentdev@wilkes.edu. Now we're going to send it to Dr. Stein and Tyler in this week's 4-Minute Gourmet.
Hi everybody and welcome to the 4-Minute Gourmet. I'm your host Mark Stein along with Tyler Aldinger, producer here for Wilkes Now. I'm glad to be here, Dr.
Well,
Stein.
I'm glad you're here, and thank
Yeah.
you for sitting in, being kind of a co-host for
Yeah.
for the cooking segment here. So the 4-Minute Gourmet is all about putting together something quick and kind of gourmet-like. And we say about 4 minutes. The prep time might be a little bit more, but not too much more than 4 minutes as we go through it.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, so what do we have making here today?
So what we're doing today is going to be a crab spread, and this is kind of an appetizer crab spread that can go on crackers.
Okay.
And it's actually great for the holidays as well.
Yeah.
As we go into the holidays and people start entertaining, it actually works really well for an entertaining dip. So let's go through the ingredients, and I'll tell you what's in it. Obviously, if we have crab spread or crab dip, you need crab. So I got some jumbo lump crab meat. This is actually out of a can, and to be honest with you, I think for this recipe, out of a can crab meat is perfectly fine. You wouldn't even have to spring for the jumbo lump if you were on a budget, or you're cooking in your apartment or something like that, and you're on a college budget. You can just get the cheapest can of crab meat, because the flavor's about the same. If you wanted to amp things up a little bit, maybe for a fancy holiday party, and go for some lump crab meat or some refrigerated lump crab meat, you could do that as well. But there's a wide range there in terms of what you can pay. And honestly, I think it tastes just about the same no matter what.
Great.
Cream cheese is the base here, so we're going to have 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Of course, we have some crackers over here for serving later on. Then over on this side, we have the ingredients that we're going to mix together. We're going to start over here with some red and green bell peppers. You can use just red pepper. You can use just green pepper. If you really like something hot and you want to amp things up a little bit, you could use some jalapeno pepper.
Oh, okay.
Or if you're not a fan of pepper, you can just leave it out altogether. Okay. Second ingredient is onion, finely chopped. Third ingredient is horseradish, and the horseradish is what's going to give it a little bit of zip of flavor when we try that. You said you never tried horseradish
No,
before?
I have never tried horseradish
All right,
before,
well.
so it's going to be, that's only one part of the experience.
I'll be anxious to see your reaction when we taste this at the end.
Yeah.
Then we have some cheddar cheese. That can go on the top as kind of a final garnish and melt on the top. You don't have to use the cheddar cheese. In fact, the one that I pre-made for us does not have the cheddar cheese on, but the one that we're going to do, we're going to put some cheddar cheese on. And then lastly, some paprika or paprika, depending on how you like to pronounce it, and that's going to be just for garnish as well. So we put all that together, and well, we mix it and see how it goes.
Get into
This, by the way, is the final product, and we'll taste that in a few minutes.
Gotcha.
So let's start with the cream cheese. We're going to use a block of cream cheese, and that's been softened in the microwave already, so we're in good shape there. Second thing we're going to add is the crab meat. So let's dump the crab meat right on in there. Then we're going to start with the red and green bell peppers. Get those in there. We'll add the onion. I used about 2 tablespoons of the green and red bell peppers, and I use about 1 to 2 tablespoons of onion. More if you like onion flavor, less if you're not a big onion fan. I would max out, if you're not a big onion fan, somewhere around 1 tablespoon for the onions. But I happen to love onions, and so I went with about 2 tablespoons of the onions. About 1 teaspoon of horseradish, so that's going to go right in there. And I'm a huge horseradish fan, like some of our production staff members are here, and so I put in probably 3 teaspoons there, or the equivalent of 1 tablespoon. So I went a little crazy on that. Once we have those ingredients in the mixing bowl, we're just going to mix that around. If you have the lump crab meat, I would recommend you use a paddle so that you don't break up that lump crab meat as you are mixing the cream cheese and all of the other goodies together there. Now, if you want to, you could add a little bit of salt and pepper at this point. Sometimes I like to hold off on the salt and pepper because sometimes the crab meat has a tendency to be somewhat salty already. And if you're going to add pepper, which I do like, you might want to spring for getting white pepper. And the reason for that is you're putting black pepper into a white cream cheese spread, and those little black dots. People look at it and say, gee, I wonder what that is, right?
Yeah.
So white pepper is usually a good plan for this particular thing. All right, so I have everything mixed together here and ready to go. I have a pre-buttered dish here. So basically what I did was take a small baking dish and I took a stick of butter and I smeared that butter around in the base of the baking dish. And so that way my crab meat spread is not going to be sticking to it. You could also use a cooking spray, like Pam is one of the standard brands, and they make Wegmans brand and so on and so forth. So you could easily just spray it with that. I like the butter because I think it adds just a little bit more flavor to things. So we're going to take that mixture, we're going to move it over into the pan here. And spread it out a little bit like so, just so it looks nice and even. Perfect. And then we want to do our garnishes here. So we'll do some of the shredded cheddar. This happens to be some sharp shredded cheddar that's going to melt on there and get nice and gooey and interesting. And then the paprika, that really just gives it a little bit of color. Not a whole lot of flavor. If you put a ton on, it'll obviously give it some flavor. But just enough to make it look pretty and make it look nice when you pull it out of the oven. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to take that to an oven about 325 degrees. We're going to bake it for about 15 minutes at 325. Take a peek at it. That cheese should be nice and melted and ready to go. But usually 15 minutes at 325 will do it. So that gets baked, pull it out, let it cool. I would serve it warm. You don't want to wait until it gets cold, although it would be perfectly fine cold. The other thing you can do, by the way, is you can pre-bake it and then you can put it in the refrigerator, wait until your guests come over, and then you can pop that into the microwave. I would not recommend microwaving this from the start. You want to bake it first, but reheating it via microwave, which is what we've done here, is perfectly okay. So now comes the moment of truth. I'll get you crackers, and here is a spoon, and I'll let you go to town with a little bit of the crab dip.
Yeah, let's try it. I'm very excited. So now, do you put? How are you usually putting like that much on, or do you kind of?
I like the crab
guess it
dip,
depends if you
so I put a lot.
So
I put a lot on, and if I'm at a gathering or something, or I invited people over and I made this, I try not to let them see how much I put on the cracker because I don't want to be rude or anything, right? So.
All right. Well. I like that. Definitely the horseradish, like you said, you can taste the zing with that. No, I like that. The cheese, the flavors, and it really blends together nicely. No, I'm a fan.
Good.
It is good. Yeah.
I'm very glad that you like it. So there you go, a nice, easy, quick crab meat and cream cheese spread that you can do for the holidays or pretty much any time of year. So that's it for now. I'm Mark Stein, and I'm the 4-Minute Gourmet.
I'm Tyler Aldinger.
And we'll see you next time around. Take care.
Thanks, Dr. Stein and Tyler. The Wilkes-Barre Department of Health will give free flu shots on campus for the last time from 11 a.m. to noon on Tuesday, February 4th in the Henry Student Center. This is your best possible defense against the flu. Please mark your calendars so you don't miss the opportunity. It's time to send it over to Kirsten and Eric for Sports Now.
Welcome to Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Eric Bideman.
It's good to be back for our first show of the semester with a solid showing from our Colonels this past week.
Of our 8 winter sports teams, 6 finished with a 500 record or better for the week.
With that being said, kicking off our recap is men's ice hockey. On the road for both of their contests this weekend, the Colonels skated to victory against Lebanon Valley with 5 consecutive goals. The next day, the Colonels fell 3-2 to Elmira in a tight competition, going 1-1 on the week.
Sophomore forward Nick Fia stole the show with a power play goal and 2 assists between the contests. He started the weekend with an assist on the 4th of 5 goals in the Colonels' 5-1 victory at Lebanon Valley.
Then Fia assisted sophomore forward Donnie Flynn's first period goal against Elmira. He concluded his efforts with a power play goal in the 3rd period, attempting to help the Colonels with his season-high 7 shots on goal to attain a comeback victory.
Fia earned the MAC's Offensive Player of the Week honor. The team currently sits at 9-2 in conference play, with competitions against Chatham and Stevenson on the horizon.
Just like the men, the women's ice hockey team split their contest this weekend. On Friday, the Colonels fell 3-1 to Stevenson, but bounced back the next day for a 3-0 victory against Alvernia.
The contest against Alvernia allowed for two major accomplishments. For one, it was the first road victory in program history, and two, sophomore goaltender Allie Jolie recorded her first career shutout by stopping all 21 shots she faced on the day.
With 39 saves the day before against Stevenson, Jolly completed the week with a 95.2 save percentage, and the first MAC Player of the Week honor this season for a member of the women's ice hockey team.
Off the ice and onto the court, men's volleyball continued the 500 trend by going 2-2 to start their season, with sweeps against Newman University and Purchase College.
Over the course of 4 matches, senior middle hitter Cole Hefner's performance stood out.
Hefner earned his first career conference award with the MAC Defensive Player of the Week honor, that being the first weekly award in program history.
The senior opened the 2020 season with a total of 17 blocks, 1.31 blocks per set, 24 kills, 10 service aces, and 44.5 points in 4 matches.
Concluding the barrage of weekly conference honors, the women's basketball team snagged the final award following their first league win of the season in a 66-65 victory over FDU Florham.
Junior forward Gabby Schmierko earned her first MAC Freedom honor with the Defensive Player of the Week award.
The junior recorded 5 defensive boards, 2 blocks, and 2 steals, as well as 11 points against FDU Florham.
However, the men were not as successful this week, falling to both Kings and FDU Florham in 3- and 7-point contests respectively.
Junior forward Derek Heiserman led Wilkes with 14 points and 11 boards against Kings.
Senior guards Rob Pecorelli and Mark Mullins had key performances as well.
Pecorelli recorded 27 points and 11 rebounds, while Mullins recorded 25 points and 15 rebounds over the course of both games.
Off the court and onto the mat, the wrestling team found themselves with a pair of wins during the John Reese duels.
Against PSU Barron, senior Cole Walters earned a 21-10 major decision, while sophomore Liam Flaherty earned a technical fall to help the Colonels to a 51-6 victory.
In their last match of the day, junior Roger Horton sealed Wilkes' 24-19 win over Oneonta with a 4-2 decision.
And to conclude our sports recap, we'll move from the mat to the water, where the men's swim team beat FDU Florham 159-82.
Sophomore Timothy Setchler Stone won 3 individual events, and Wilkes took first in 10 of 14 events to lead them to victory.
The women's team was not as fortunate, falling to FDU Florham 139-112.
As for the Beacon's Athletes of the Week, the first issue of the semester is already circulating around campus with each honoree.
On the men's side, it's ice hockey player Donnie Flynn, and on the women's side, it's basketball player Maddie Kelly.
As for the upcoming issue of the Beacon, we are going to honor basketball legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna in a special spread.
That's all we have today for our brief Colonel recap. I'm Eric Bideman.
And I'm Kristen Peters. We'll be back after this public service announcement.
What if being in recovery from a mental or substance use disorder was something we proudly showed the world? You might be surprised. Millions of people are in recovery, sharing hope, help, and support with family, friends, and community. Join the Voices for Recovery. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
You recycle, right?
Yep, it's confusing. It's hard for all of us to recycle properly when it's this confusing. Yet recycling is the #1 thing we can do for the environment and the economy. If we do it properly, we have a solution. And it's working.
The standardized labels help people recycle more, and they help people recycle right. Let's recycle across America, and let's recycle right.
To be part of the standardized label solution, visit letsrecycleright.org.
Hi y'all, I'm Ariel Reed. Right now we're looking at a temperature of about 35 degrees outside, the high today around 37 and the low 25. Throughout the week, heading into Wednesday, we're looking at similar weather to today except for mostly sunny skies, high of 36, low of 18. Thursday and Friday are going to mirror how the weather is going to be tomorrow with a high of 37, low of 40, or high 37, sorry, high of 40 respectively, and a low of 23, low of 28 respectively. Heading into the weekend, Saturday, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, high of 42, low of 32. Sunday, again, mostly cloudy skies, high of 39, low of 30. Saturday night, however, into Sunday morning, we're looking at a 40% chance of rain or some form of precipitation. And Sunday, we're looking at a 30% chance of precipitation all day long. Monday, partly sunny skies, high of 45, low of 32. So just to reiterate about the storm that may be coming on Saturday, as you can see all around Wilkes-Barre region, there is a rain-snow kind of mix. And then heading into Saturday around 1 o'clock, Wilkes-Barre area is covered in rain, and that'll be steady throughout the day, except for we're going to have some snow, and then that'll carry on through snow starting Saturday night, heading into Sunday, and that'll carry out through pretty much all of Sunday, even into the early mornings. But Monday in the early morning, that should be out. So looking ahead, we're looking at mostly sunny skies throughout the week. Saturday night into Sunday, we are to expect some snow or mixed conditions. That's all we have for weather now. I'm Ariel Reed. Back to y'all at the news desk.
That's all the time we have for today. Just a reminder, you can watch us live every Tuesday on Service Electric Channel 97 at 12 noon. Also, check out our YouTube channel for episodes of the show and more.
And in case you missed it, our broadcast re-airs every weeknight at 7:30 p.m. I thank you very much for watching. From all of us here at Wilkes Now, have a great week.